So you want to study abroad in Japan, but there's one problem. It's too expensive. Hi guys, I'm here. I'm on the coast of Japan right now. I'm shooting this video. It's already dusk and I don't have much light, so I'm just gonna shoot this really quick for you, okay? This is a video about 5 scholarships you can get to study abroad in Japan. These will pay for all of your expenses, the flight here. They might give you a stipend for housing too, tuition paid. So I'm just gonna quickly tell you the 5 scholarships you can get to get your butt to Japan. Ready? And at the end of the video, I'm gonna include a couple tips that will dramatically increase your chances of actually getting accepted for these scholarships. Number 1, we got the MEC scholarship. This is probably the gold standard of all scholarships that you could possibly get in Japan. It's probably the most sought after one, but still a lot of people don't know about it. So this scholarship pays for your tuition completely. It gives you a stipend for housing, a stipend for food. So all you have to do when you get the scholarship is come study and you'll get an all expenses paid trip to Japan and your tuition paid. It's a great deal. I highly recommend it. And if you're wondering how much stipend you actually get per month, it's 100,000 yen to 150,000 yen, which is going to come to maybe like $750, $800, depending on what fluctuation of the yen is at the moment. But this is by far enough to live if you have a stipend coming your way as a student and you can get by really cheaply. Definitely apply for this one. And there's a couple different options in terms of which category you can apply for. The biggest one is going to be undergraduate education. So that'll play for 4 years of your college undergrad. And then there's going to be a language study one that you can get for I think 1 or 2 years. And then there's a graduate program that covers up to 2 years of research and graduate level training if you're interested in that. And also there's a teacher training program too. So this one is actually really interesting because if you're training to become a teacher in your home country, you can come to Japan, learn for a little bit, and then go back and transfer the skills. This is really good for Southeast Asian countries and growing the education system there. Okay, so there's a couple ways you can actually apply for this scholarship. The biggest one is the embassy recommendation. If you get this one's pretty much guaranteed if you get accepted through the process. So this one is actually, you're gonna apply in your host country, okay? So you're gonna apply at home, whichever state you're in, and you're gonna apply through your consulate or your embassy, and you're gonna go through the process through there. And what happens is that there's a screening, you submit your documents, you see which applicants have the best research plan, which applicants have the best statement of purpose, and then they call you in for an interview and you go through the interview process just like any other scholarship or program that you'd be applying for. And you can also apply through a university recommendation. So this one, if you know which university you want to go to and you don't get the embassy recommendation, I'm 100% sure that if you get the embassy recommendation, any school would accept you. It's free money for the university. But if you don't get the embassy recommendation, there are a couple schools that do have university recommendations, so you can get another chance at actually getting that scholarship. But you do have to find faculty at the program that you're going to study at, and you do have to contact the faculty and make sure that you submit all the documents to the university, and then the university will choose you. Once the university chooses you, the government will then pay the school. So it's kind of like a reversal. Okay, the next one is gonna be the JASO scholarships. So this one isn't as big as MEX. MEX is huge. MEX has, your stipend covered and stuff. But for JASO, they are going to give you that stipend. They're going to give you maybe like a $500 a month stipend for living in college. And trust me, if you're a student and you're studying full time and you don't have full time work to pay for your expenses, this is going to help so much. So don't discard this one. This is also a good one. It's JASO scholarship. JASO stands for is Japan Student Services Organization. These again are distributed through your home country. You're going to have to check through your university. You're going to check through the embassy, the consulate to see if they can actually support you. These are advertised actively. You have to go out and search for these ones. So just make sure you're checking in with the people that are gonna most be able to help you. Okay, the next one is gonna be the Tomodachi Initiative. This one is pretty big. I've had friends on this one. What they do is they cover a flight to Japan. They have a whole program. If you get accepted, it's about building leadership between the US and the United States. It's often targeted at younger people, and they're really trying to actively foster that relationship between the US and the United States. And it actually happened after the 2011 earthquake and tsunami, which actually hit in this very location that I'm I'm sitting in right now. This was a very deep initiative to foster relationships between the United States and Japan. So definitely take advantage of this one if you're trying to come to Japan. And it's a little bit more international relationships focused. So just be aware of that. And the Tomodachi Initiatives has programs in STEM, entrepreneurship, public policy, medicine. So there's a lot of different options if you're looking at that. That one's sponsored by the US Japan Council as well. So go check out the US Japan Council website and the Tomodachi Initiative website. You can find more information about that there. The great thing about the Tomodachi Initiatives is that they have a great alumni network. So I think even after you graduate the program, you'll find events and stuff like that to kind of keep the relationship with different people in that industry too. And there's also the Kakekashi project. Now this one is pretty good. If you're looking just for a short-term study, cultural trip to Japan, you're not looking for a whole semester, you're not looking for to spend a whole year in Japan, but you do want to get the culture and you do want to experience, maybe your major is just not allowing you to get the full semester, check out the Kakehashi project. And this one is great. They pay for your flight. They give you a nice itinerary that you can follow. And this is geared towards like cultural immersion trips. So it kind of ranges on what the topics are. Definitely check this out. If it's like your first time going, you don't want to commit to a full year, you don't know what the culture is going to be like. You have the opportunity to stay with a host family, most likely, try some different foods, study the language a little bit more. And it'll probably be a little bit of a educational vacation for you. And then if you want to come back here, check out some of the other scholarships that I mentioned before. It's really such a great opportunity. But if you are looking just to come and study here for a semester or two, or maybe even the whole 4 years, check out some of the university scholarships, okay? So there's some big universities in Japan. Usually the private schools have them. So you're gonna have like Waseda University, Keio University, Doshisha University, Ritsumeikan University, even some of the foreign language universities like Kansai Gaidai, Kyoto Gaidai, Kobe City University for foreign studies. Those are gonna have private scholarships from the institution that pay for international students to come study. These are really helpful because they're actually less competitive than the ones I mentioned before that are sponsored by the government. And actually, a lot of people don't know about them. I wish I knew about them. If I knew I could get a scholarship from the university to study at it, I probably would have spent another year in Japan. And that's part of why I'm making this video. So people can understand that these things exist and they can enjoy them. So definitely, if you know what university you want to study at, maybe you have an alumni or a friend who studied at a different university and you want to get into there, check out the website of the university that you want to visit. Definitely call the admissions office, email the admissions office, see if they can help you. There's always somebody trying to help you in study abroad, in education in general. I think this industry of international education in general, like people are trying to serve the student. That's what we're here for. So I think you should definitely check out the website there. Okay, now some tips about actually how to get these scholarships. The first step is actually have an interest in Japan. Don't just be like, I want to go anywhere in the world. I want to blah, blah, blah. When people are, what we say in Japan, yurui, like you're just kind of loose. You're kind of like, I just want to go anywhere. It shows up in your attitude. It shows up in your application. It shows up in your attitude, in the way you interview, right? First step is to have an interest in Japan, take an interest, heck, in Japanese anime. That was my first exposure. Take an interest in the society, take an interest in international relationships, take an interest in Japan in general. And that'll show up when you're actually applying to here. And some of the ways you can do this is by taking classes, taking Japanese classes at your university. If you're paying for Japanese courses, I mean, that's a great way to show interest in Japan. Number two, have an actual reason for wanting to come. You want to study, say you're going to study. If you want to learn about the culture and you want to learn about the language, say you want to learn about the language and the culture. If you want to study some niche like cultural activity, traditional Japanese bow and arrow, or dancing or something like that, or even religious stuff, just be honest about your interests and that's going to show up. It's not like other things in life. Education is about learning and it's about finding other people who are passionate in what you're trying to study. So definitely just be honest, be passionate. And if you're not honest and you're not passionate, just find something else that you are honest and passionate about. And the last tip I'm going to give you is apply early. Do not wait for these applications. Japan is a very bureaucratic society. It's not like, oh, I missed it by an hour. Can I just like deadlines are deadlines in Japan, and especially for money, they're gonna cut it. It's application's gonna close down. You're not gonna have an opportunity to submit your applications. Like you need a letter of reference after the deadline. That just doesn't happen in the way that it does in the United States. So you really need to start early because there's a lot of documents you need to prepare. more than what you're thinking. There's a lot of mailing, a lot of paper documents that you're going to have to deal with. Start early, get those recommendations early, start a research plan early if you're going for the graduate study MEC scholarship. Make sure you have those documents ready and start it early. Now, scholarships are definitely a way to make that experience be possible, but actually going through the experience of studying abroad is a lot different. And I'm going to be talking about my personal experience in study abroad in my next video. So please tune into that one. It's going to be a great video. I talk about all the things that I went through on my personal journey studying abroad in Japan. So make sure to click here and watch the next one. Thank you.